the way I got 9 times faster internet. So, is your internet not quite as fast as you thought it was? I was having constant latency issues, and I was getting disconnected from Twitch regularly, and my download speeds were incredibly terrible. And I've realized over time that my internet wasn't at optimal capacity. So I discovered a way recently to boost my internet by a factor of 9. And I guarantee someone out there watching this is going to actually learn something. So, and it is going to make their internet 9 times faster, and it's going to cost you almost nothing. So here's a question for you. How often do you actually check each cable in your network? You know, the cable that goes from your modem to your, switch at the building. Maybe it goes to another switch, and maybe from that switch, it goes into your machine. Yesterday, I went to speedtest.com, and there's other network speed tests, and I'm paying for gigabit internet, and I was only getting 100 megabits per second. And I'm like, what's going on here? I went through everything. I checked the spec of every device. Even the cable I had was a Cat 5e. But something you did not know about Cat 5e. Cat 5es only work at gigabit in optimal conditions. So the only way you can confirm your network, your internet speed is at that speed is to do a network test. And that's your first clue there's a wire in your network that's not as advertised. So I had a gigabit, 2 gigabit switches, a gigabit modem, gigabit plan, gigabit card in my machine here, but I was only getting 0.1 gigabits of data transfer per second. And it turned out one of my wires, even though it was Cat 5e, it had a bad crimp on it. And the only way you can know is to run, like again, run the test and then swap the wires. Because if you're not getting gigabit throughout, now you could have a really old machine. So if you go to your, your control panel, check that your LAN card, the hardware could also limit you at 0.1 gigabits or 100 megabits per second. In which case you got to get another card, on the machine. I have a very old machine that's like that, but this new machine should have had a gigabit card, and it wasn't getting that. And I operated for several years, and I was having issues on Twitch with latency issues, and it's a thing of the past. I have 9 times faster internet because of a stupid little crimp on an advertised Cat 5e cable that wasn't really Cat 5e. So the way to get 9 times faster internet, like after I swapped the cable, and I had to swap a few. I had multiple Cat 5e cables that were not giving me gigabit a bit. That's again, it's only optimally made ones that can go that fast. So if you go to speed test, or maybe it's speedtest.net, it's something like that. You know about the internet speed tests. And if it's not, and like I went in, I was 900 and some megabits per second. It went from 99 to 968 or something like that. Like 9 times faster by swapping that one broken little crimped cable. And again, I didn't even know it was a problem because the internet seemed to function properly, except it just acted weird. And years I was paying for a gigabit, and I was such an idiot. There you go. And statistically speaking, someone out there is going to have a cable they never checked over and learn from me. I went years without knowing. It was the hubris of it, the arrogance of it, that I had nothing to learn, that my setup was good. And then I did the speed test and realized, this isn't what I thought. Like 99 megabits per second is still pretty fast, but 24 hours of it, it's such a big deal. So always check your cables. That's how you get 9 times faster internet.